This is chapter 4.4, Factoring Quadratics in the form ax2 plus bx plus c. And this is question 6F on page 223. So all the question asks is factor 6n squared minus 20 plus 26. So first of all, this equation right here is not in the format ax2 plus bx plus c. So what we have to do some rearranging. So we're going to change that to 6n squared and just move that over here because this is the bx. So plus 26n minus 20. Okay, so now that it's in the right format, in the right order, we can start to factor this. So first, I'm going to look what is the greatest common factor I can pull out of this equation. So in this case, the greatest common factor that I could pull out is 2. So not n, because not all of our numbers have n, so just 2. So 2, and then 2 times 3n squared equals 6n, plus 2 times 13 equals 13n equals 26n, and negative 10. Okay, so now that we have factored out 2, we need to start to use decomposition to break this down even more. So since there's a coefficient in front of n squared, we need to multiply ax, which is 3n squared, times c, which is negative 10, and that's going to give us 30, or times negative 10 equals negative 30. And then so how we have to figure out what two numbers that are products of 30 and then also add up to 30. So this is using our PSN, so product sum numbers. So let's see. So 1 times 30 equals 30. 15 times 2 equals 30. 10 times 3 equals 30, and 5 times 6 equals 30. So all of these equals 30, but the two numbers that we can add up or subtract to equal 13n is 15 and 2. So we're going to use this one. Okay, so now we have our two numbers. We're going to do 15 minus 2 because that's what gets us 13n. So now let's add that into our equation. 2 and then 3n squared plus 15x, or n in this case because n, minus 2n minus 10. Okay, now let's keep on factoring that down. Now we're gonna kind of split this in two. So we're gonna factor out what we can with these two numbers, and we're gonna factor out what we can with these two numbers. And that's why I put them in this order, because they have a larger and a possible greater common factor. So 2, and then we're going to add our square brackets, and then so we can pull out 3n out of that bracket. So 3n, and then that leaves us with n plus 5, because 3n times n is 3n squared, and 3n times 5 is 15n. And then with this bracket, we can pull out negative 2, and that also leaves us with n plus 5, because negative 2 times n is negative 2n, and negative 2 times 5 is negative 10. So now that we have our two parts, we're going to put that together. So in our final step, so these two numbers go together, so 3n and negative 2, and negative 5, n plus 5. And there we go. So this is, right here, is 6n squared minus 20 plus 26n in factored form, factored to the lowest. So this is your answer. Goodbye.